Cowboy, the year started, I was up at your ranch, and you were telling me that there was going to be a new approach in 2019. That you're going to be real selective about the fights, that they have to line up, they have to be taking you to a title. And it's early June, and this is your third fight of the year.
And they've all lined up straight to a title.
Yeah, I mean, have there been conversations every time that they've offered? Is this a new Cowboy? It just happens to be that you fought very frequently this year?
Or it could be just it happened to be that those are the fights that they lined up. I probably would have said yes either way. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Starting the year off, do you feel like you're about where you wanted to be by June? Is this where you wanted to be?
Yeah, of course. I wanted to fight for the belt this year, so I think it's going to happen.
You feel like you're on that path?
Yeah, I do. I think I'm going to get through Tony, and I think Khabib or Dustin are going to get injured, and I'm going to fill in September in Abu Dhabi.
Huh? What makes you feel that way?
Don't know. Just have a hunch.
Are you usually good with these hunches?
Don't know. Maybe my mind just is, because then I get to keep fighting. Right? Then all of a sudden, September, I'm rocking again.
Yeah. When did you start feeling in your gut, or is it in your head, that one of those two guys is going to get injured?
Oh, well, Khabib's just really prone to it, man. I was supposed to fight him 3 or 4 times, so every time he got injured, he just kind of, I think his training mentality and high pace that he pushes, he's blown for injury. Not sure.
Can you talk about that fight with Ally Quinta? I mean, there's a lot of us on the outside saying, man, Cowboy just really looks different. This is the best he's ever looked. Are you feeling that when you're in a fight like that?
He's in his prime. Yeah, man. I feel like an old dog's learning new tricks, right? Like, I feel like I'm getting better, and I don't know if necessarily like skill-wise getting better, or just like mentally stronger and being able to execute the things that I want to do in the cage. You know, I just have been there so many times now that it's making more sense to me.
So tell me about how this fight came together. Paint the scene.
I was cave diving in Mexico. And UFC called me and said, Dana texted me and said, how's your weight? He asked me 3 questions. Can I make weight? Am I healthy? And do I want to fight? And I said yes, yes, and yes. And he said, you don't even know when or who. And I said, it didn't matter.
So this is not a new Cowboy then.
And he wrote back, Tony, and I said, of course. And then he said, it's only 3 weeks. And I said, yeah, it's okay.
Wow.
And then a couple days went by, you know, and I'm like, is this really happening? Because the same thing happened to me when Diaz fought Conor. They called me on the flight and offered me the Conor fight. And I was like, yeah, of course. But then I know the other team has to get it and go back and forth. So I was like, is this really happening? Like, I need to know I'm on vacation. Do I fly all my coaches and we go home and start training again? Do I stop eating whatever I want? And so it took like 2 or 3 days. And I get it on his side, you know. He's like, man, I'm the interim champ. Why do I want to come down and fight somebody for a spot I already got? So I get the dangers on his side. I don't know.
So what sacrifices immediately had to take place? Didn't you say something that, were you joking, or did you really have a beer and guacamole sitting in front of you?
Yeah, definitely. Of course, we're in Mexico, man. We're hanging out. So I had to, you know, just kind of cut that out. And the next couple of days, I was just real lenient on what I was eating, you know, tried to watch it, took off running. Yeah. And that was that.
So you get a text message from Dana White asking about a fight. You don't ask things like, you know, it sounds like you need me, like I need to get paid more, or it sounds like none of those types of things factor into your decision to take a fight? Nah. Nothing.
UFC takes care of me. I'm all right. And I guess I could pull that dick move, and that's all good. That's what I love, man. Yeah.
How about saying, all right, I'll take this fight, but I want the guarantee that the next fight is a title fight?
It is guaranteed.
It is guaranteed.
Of course. Who else is there?
Weirder things have happened.
Nah, this is it.
Yeah?
Yeah, man, if I win and they don't give it to me, there's no way. It wouldn't happen.
Yeah?
No way.
Nope. I mean, Dana White was on SportsCenter this week, and they asked him, I mean, he didn't bring it up on his own, but they asked him, you know, what do you think about a rematch potentially with Khabib and Conor? It's a big fight, obviously. Would you have interest in it? And he said, absolutely.
Sure.
Is that a concern of yours at all?
Nah, I don't think it'll happen. I'd be pissed. I'd raise hell.
What does that look like?
That'd suck. Then I'd be sitting, wouldn't I? But, or probably not. Who knows? It won't happen.
It won't happen.
Nah, not gonna happen.
Because you'll be fighting Dustin in September in Abu Dhabi.
Or if Dustin gets injured, I don't know who, you know what I mean? I'm not just saying it's Khabib, but yeah, somebody.
How has the weight been going back to 155? I mean, obviously you made it, and I feel like
yeah, it's miserable. This whole week's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
How about in between? Because I feel like a lot of times we see, oh, the guy made weight, and then we just kind of like forget about it. How has this year been in terms of just maintaining that weight?
Good. I hired a person, her name's Shara. She lives with me and cooks all my meals and makes sure I eat right, and it's a lot smoother, a lot easier. Yeah. So it's a lot better.
Still bad, but better than it was.
Yeah, it sucks.
What can you tell me about Danger? What's he up to, and how's his personality coming along?
He's almost starting to walk. He's taking 2 or 3 steps at a time now. It's cool, yeah. You can really, as they get older, they start to get their own personalities, man. He's a little, so it's cool. It's really cool.
Like in what way?
He watches us train all the time, so whenever he gets around other little kids, he like rhino tackles them and starts slapping on them. Like, yo, man, you cannot do that. Like, gotta tell the other parents, I'm so sorry. I don't. He just like puts his head down and runs at him and like tackles him. It's funny. Oh, it's cool. But hey.
Did the horse show up? Champagne done, right?
Yeah, he his name's Champs Danger, or Danger's Champ, sorry. He's at the trainer right now I'm just on the road so much, and he's getting his behavior under control. Yeah, so when my boy's old enough to ride, he's already trained and handled and ready to go.
Is he getting to the point now, and like you said, that he's like mimicking the training? But do you think he's gotten to the point where, like, of course, you know, I'm not saying that he understands exactly what's going on, but I remember last time I talked to you out in Albuquerque, you wanted that moment where you looked at your son and you're like, I got this. You don't think he has any idea what's going on in the arena?
Clue. No clue, not yet. Not yet.
You're looking forward to that, though, still.
Hell yeah. That's going to be cool. When he knows, you know? So, fun.
All right, well, last thing I'm going to ask you is in January, I asked you right after you beat Alexander Hernandez, do you think in your gut that your next fight will be against Conor McGregor? And you thought about it, and you said, no, I don't.
Yeah.
So now I want to ask you, do you think that you will ever fight the guy?
I don't know.
Your gut reaction, what does your gut tell you? Will you ever fight Conor McGregor?
I don't see it happening. I really don't. I just don't. I think he's at the point in his career he's just going to hand pick his next opponent, and don't think so.
How about Tony as an opponent? What do you think of him?
Good, man. He's going to bring the fight, man, 100%. He's charismatic and crazy and unorthodox, and should be interesting.
Did you like him right away, or is he's kind of an acquired taste, I feel like, for MMA fans, that the more they get to know him, the more they start to like him?
But I don't dislike him, right? Like, I wouldn't, if we were sitting next to each other, I wouldn't be like, God, you piece of shit, right? Like, so I sat next to him, man, I want to say 3 or 4 different UFC events.
Yeah.
We sat there, with him and his wife, and just, it was cool. Everything was fine. And so I don't have any ill will towards him or anything like that, so.
Do you have any sympathy for him, or a guy that has an 11-fight win streak and then he won a title and then he got injured real badly? Like, did you have any sympathy for that?
Man, it stinks, but the sport's got to go on. They can't just sit and wait. And they did the same. I mean, Khabib, same thing. They did an interim title, and it sucks, man.
Yeah.
And now he's got to fight me.
Well, I've heard you say, a bunch of times that there's nothing that this guy can show me when I get in there that I haven't seen because I've been doing this for so long. What do you think is the closest thing you've seen to something that's close to Tony, just as far as the pressure and the durability that he has?
Probably, pressure and durability, if I fought guys like that, but crazy things that he throws, probably like the new guys at the gym sparring. You see a lot of that wild, and I don't know. We'll see. He's outlandish, man. The things he throws, like, he just, without a care, will roll on the ground and come up, throw a back elbow. I mean, it's just unorthodox and wild. So
Yeah.
just gotta be ready for it.
Have you done anything specific in training to try to prepare yourself for that, or is that just impossible to prepare for?
Yeah, I had Chalito come down. And he's kind of flashy and crazy like that. Yair Rodriguez, we call him Chalito. So he's been down this camp hanging and training and playing. So yeah.
Well, you seem relaxed, man. You seem calm, in good spot.
Yeah.
Excited about this fight,
Of course.
and then this is the last stop, right?
That's it. Cut the weight and go have fun.
Title fight in November, December, fall, one of those. Can you wait that long?
You mean September?
September. That's right. That's right. Title fight in September.
Yeah.
Thanks for taking the time, man.
You're welcome, buddy.
Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the week.
Thanks.